Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today's lesson is Mooka Grid Butterfly. But maybe you're saying, wait, Melinda, that isn't a grid. Well, I'm not real fond of grids, and I do them occasionally, but I like Mooka, it's like one of my go-to tangles, so I love it. And I like the idea of the butterfly, so I used Mooka Grid Butterfly and did a little freehand. So just my interpretation. Everybody gets their own interpretation of different things, and this is mine. And Millie Galliher is, I wrote her name on the back of the tangle so I would remember, is the author of, or who did the step outs, who kind of came up with the design for Mooka Grid Butterfly. And I think it's gorgeous. And I am going to do it on a gray tile because I love using the white ink and the gray pencil, and the combinations are just fabulous. And I'm going to use a Micron 01. And I am going to start out with a border around my gray tile. And it's just kind of a guideline. And I don't know if you can see it very well. I'll scan in a little bit so you can see that. So I just have a little guideline. And then I kind of want to determine where the center is, and so I'm going to kind of eyeball and put a little dot there. That's just going to give me a guideline because I kind of like things to be symmetrical. So we're going to start out with Mooka Butterfly. And I'm just going to come up and I'm going to touch that grid and come around. If you have a hard time with Mooka, you're probably going to like this. It'll give you some practice. And stop right there, then come back down. And then I'm going to do another one just right next to it. Come around, stop. And I like that. That's how she did those step outs. And you can get to where you can do it in one stroke. So there I have all of these Mooka type on one side. Now I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to come up, come around, stop there, then come back down. And you can see that I do it in one step, but if it is easier for you to kind of do it as up and then stop, then I'm going to rotate it around and do the other side. And you can see that I came all the way to that pencil line, and that kind of gave me a stopping point. And every time you do it, it's going to be a little bit different. And now I'm going to aura the whole thing. But I'm going to come down in. I'm going to rotate it a little because that's just what's easier for you. This is easier for me if I rotate. And now I have an aura all around it. And now this space, I am going to aura again. And then draw up around my pencil line that I did. So we'll do this other side again. I'm going to aura. And then trace that pencil line so that I have a space in here. Now I'm going to just aura the inside of this. Just echo, just draw the same thing. On the inside. And now I have a space that I can work another tangle if I want. One of my favorites, well, I did a couple of my favorites, is just some striping designs. I like that drama because Mooka doesn't have a lot of drama. So to stripe this, I can do 5 little lines, and I did this on an earlier video. And then change the direction. You can see I just do 5, and I just change that direction of my tile. Oops, sometimes I do 6. But most of the time I just count to 5. And I just like how that looks on that tangle, because I can come back in and stripe that and add some white. So I'm going to do it again on this other side. And there we have the little striping inside of there. And I can come back in and color that in if I like. We're going to take my pencil now and just do a little shading. Now I can either shade with the gray pencil, or I could go ahead and use a white charcoal pencil on this gray. This one I used a white charcoal pencil, and I think this one I'm going to go ahead and use the gray. So I'm just going to put a little graphite in the tips of my Mooka. And I'm going to take my blending stump and blend it in. And a lot of times I like to come back in and just add some little pops to it. One of my favorite is to add circles. So I'm just going to go in between the Mooka and add some orbs. I'm also going to take my white pencil and just color those in with my white. It's not quite as bright as the Jelly Roll when you color with a Jelly Roll, but this is just a Prisma white. And I'm going to give some highlight to the bottom of my Mooka. I can on the gray. I just like how that makes things kind of pop out. And I probably will go back in and shade color in the background here or on the striping, because I like how that looks. We can do a little highlighting here in between, just to give that, and along the edge. With our white pencil. But there we have Mooka Grid Butterfly. We're going to have to leave out the grid because I did not do it in a grid, so we'll call it Mooka Butterfly. but I wouldn't have thought of this if it hadn't have been for Millie. And I want to thank her for her great design. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Share it with your friends. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so you can get your Tangle fix. It's a great way to meditate and to relax. If you can't sleep, try a little Zentangle. It will help you, and the designs are simple, straightforward. Do it on a small tile, and you will find how rewarding it is. Or do it on a big piece. You never know. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.